Hi there, Aries. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for March. As this month begins, there is a new moon on the first day. In fact, there are two new moons in this month, but this first one is very much about hidden energy, about what goes on in the background of your situation. Now, I wouldn't ordinarily think that a word like stealth would be one that we could apply to your zodiac sign, but it may be in your best interest to be quite tactical in terms of how you approach your targets, certainly in the early part of March. This is because Pluto, the planet of truth and transformation, and itself quite a psychological influence, is angling up brilliantly with this new moon, but so is Jupiter. So from that, you'll probably work out that Jupiter and Pluto are in opposition, which they are. And that can see us make a pitch for some kind of gain in our lives, but sometimes trying too hard. But the new moon, in its combination, the sun and the moon, are urging you to be patient, to think things through very carefully, to not hurry in your approach. If you can do that, you will do a lot better. In fact, the sun's going to be combining broadly with Pluto through to the 6th day of the month. But also there's another big influence which occurs on the 1st of March, and that is your ruling planet Mars starts a 60-day reversal, a rewind. Now this is going to just change the dynamics around your relationships. Ever since November of last year, Mars has been in your sector of partnerships, and it's going to be there through till July of this year. As I've said before, this is very unusual, very rare that a transit will take this long, and it's because of this retrograde. So this retrograde coming is going to see Mars combine in a different kind of way, or impact on your situation in a different kind of way. And once more, that's where guile, stealth, tactics are very important in all sorts of situations, whether there's someone you really like romantically, or you're trying to do something more on the professional front. Now Saturn, the planet of structure, which can be quite a cold and at its worst a cruel influence, is in your sector of finances, and that begins a 5.5-month backward journey on the 2nd of the month. So that's going to be an overlay that goes on for much of the rest of the year. Now don't panic about this. Saturn goes through this long retrograde every single year. It's just asking you to be even more cautious and careful about anything that's speculative. That doesn't mean to say you shouldn't take risks. In fact, there are opportunities to do that this month, but you need to do your homework first. But what you do have, an ace in your pack as this month begins, is the role of Mercury, which is in the most clear-minded part of your horoscope, in the sign of Aquarius. It's going to be there through to the 17th of the month. But crucially, in week 2, it forges a fantastic alliance with Mars. So even though Mars is starting to twist backwards, it's still going to give you a lot of drive to reach out and connect, but you need to reach out and connect with the right people. And Venus is also going to move into Aquarius, and that's going to help you along with Mercury. Venus, in fact, is going to forge an absolutely gorgeous link with Uranus this month in week 2, which can help you to think about your love life, your friendships in a much more enlightened way. So if anything has got bogged down in a bit of a rut, this is going to be the spur that can see you change things. It's true that there is a full moon at the heart of this month, and the psychological element that is going to be potent is going to be to the fore. And if you feel that you're a little bit confused about what to do about anything, seek out the ear and shoulder, a broad shoulder of someone who tends to be very detached, very mindful of your overall global situation, doesn't get caught up in the emotion of how you're feeling about something, but then they can be all the better an advisor for you. Now the big turning point for you this month is going to be when the sun launches into your sign on the 21st. But just before then, as Mercury moves into Pisces, so it too is going to be combining with Neptune. Neptune, the planet of dreams. Of course, this happened before. This is occurring again because of the previous retrograde in Mercury. So you can go through a period in week 3, just into week 4, where you're still feeling a bit uncertain about how things will turn out. But keep the faith, because by the time the Sun is getting towards the end of March. It is reaching out towards Uranus itself, and it's going to help you to refresh the parts of your situation that nothing else has helped to do. And there may be something you're going to do completely unexpectedly or randomly or spontaneously, which is going to see you explode into life, put fears and restrictions to one side, and really show what you can do. But there is a little bit of a caveat, because on the 30th, when the new moon occurs in your sign, as it does, it also forges an awkward angle to both, you've got it, Jupiter and Pluto again. So they seem to be pretty consistent. So if you're making a bold bid for some kind of step up the ladder of success at work, the words that I used earlier may not be words that you easily recognise. Stealth, working quietly behind the scenes, tactics, working out what your approach to situations are, not just rushing in where angels fear to tread, then using your network of friends where possible, socially and in a business situation. By the time you get to this end, at the end of the month, you should be able to work out the dynamic that is going on all this month between Uranus, the planet of freedom in your sign, and Jupiter in the sector of your horoscope that's to do with your home life and your needs at an emotional level. And Jupiter can be doing you a lot of good in this regard, but not if you're overloading yourself with too much ambition. And that's really what this month is asking you to do. Think things through very carefully, and then you can turn it into a very big success. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.